Hey guys, it's me Kiana. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing my October wrap up. In the month of October, I read 9 books. That is the most I have read in a month. The highest before that was 7. So I have 7 of them physically, and then I read 3 that I don't personally own. But let's go ahead and get started with the video. For those who don't know, I do my books in the way that I've read them from number 1 to whatever, but let's go ahead and get started with this video. The first book I read this month was Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in the Kane Chronicles series. The Kane Chronicles is these 2 siblings, Carter and Sadie, and their father. Carter lives with his father. They travel the world looking for like Egyptian artifacts. Sadie lives with her maternal grandparents because when they were younger, her mother died and the kids got split up. So this follows the Egyptian gods and goddesses like Isis, Horus, Osiris, Set, shit like that. And I read this book like a really long time ago, and I love it. So this book is basically Sadie and Carter, like now their father's dead as well, and they have to go live with their uncle Amos in Brooklyn, and they basically have to train themselves because when they were with their father, they released all like 5 of the gods and goddesses for the Egyptian gods. And let me just say, I freaking love this book. I'm currently reading Throne of Glass. I'm only like 100 and something pages in, but still, this was a 4 out of 5 stars. The second book I read was Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is my second time rereading this. The first time I read it was like June 2017, I want to say. So Vicious, this is the new edition. Just got this, so look out for my book haul. Follows 2 people, Victor and Eli, and it's like the timeline goes like 10 years ago when they were in university to like present, like a couple hours before midnight and shit like that. So Victor and Eli in the beginning are in college and they have to come up with their senior thesis. Victor's doing his on adrenaline and Eli's doing his on EOS, extraordinary. Like if you have a near-death experience, you wake up with some like with a power. And I freaking love this book. I already did like a full book talk about it. That would be like on the I think it's one of those. But still, this was of course a 5 out of 5 stars. I cannot wait to listen to Vengeful because I'm trash for this book. The third book I read was The House of Hades by, of course, Rick Riordan, the second book of the month. This is the 4th book in the Blood of Olympus series. I just have to read the Blood of Olympus and then I'm done and I'm gonna cry. I'm doing like a whole entire Rick Riordan reread. I already read the Percy Jackson series. I'm almost completely done with the Blood of Olympus, and then I'm gonna move on to the Trials of Apollo and then read Magnus Chase. So with this one, in the first 2 books, basically Hera, the goddess of Olympus, is trying to combine the Roman and the Greek demigods to fight against Gaia, and the shit is so interesting. Like when you read it, you get sucked into it, and I'm trash for this book. I've read this entire series one time, but I completely never remembered what happened. So like up until Mark of Athena, I knew what happened. But House of Hades didn't, and when I first read Blood of Olympus, I only got like 60 pages in. So this was a 5 out of 5 stars, and I absolutely loved it. The 4th book I read was Saga Volume 9. I'll insert the picture. I am trash for this entire like series, but if you read it, you know the ending broke my heart. Like, so what Saga is I forgot what their name was. I know their father's name is like Marcus or something, and they're from 2 different worlds. Like literally their worlds are at war with each other. I remember the father like has horns and can do magic, and the mother has wings. I forgot what their fucking name was. And they have a daughter, which is like a big no, and they're on the run from everyone. And I'm trash for that book, cause yeah. Alright, so the 5th book I read was Harry Potter and the Chambers of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. This is for my reread of Harry Potter that I'm tabbing all of them up And I freaking love Harry Potter. Every time I reread it and I like tab it now, I see more in depth of what's going on. If you don't know what Harry Potter is, you live under a rock, honey. This is Harry Potter's second year, because you know it says year 2. Yep, 2. And he has to deal with now him knowing Parseltongue, which like leads everyone to believe that he's the heir to Salazar Slytherin. And I cannot wait to read The Prisoner of Azkaban, because that is my favorite book out of all of them, because we meet Professor Lupin, and Professor Lupin is my honey, and I'm trash for it. But yeah, of course, Harry Potter. This is actually my least favorite Harry Potter book, so this was a 4 out of 5 stars. So the 6th book that I read was a massive book, and I'm surprised I finished it in a couple of days. And that was City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. This is the 6th and final book in the Mortal Instrument series. And it broke my heart at the end, because we all know that they're going to war with Sebastian. We get introduced to Emma and Julian, and they're like most of the characters in Lady Midnight, and you know, that series. And this really broke my heart at the end, because for those who have read it know what happens to Sebastian, and I cried. I was listening to the audiobook of that shit and I cried. Okay, so City of Bones, I'm gonna explain the first book, is this band of shadow hunters. They fight the demons and shit like that, like vampires, warlocks. And we meet Clary Frey, and Clary doesn't know that she's a shadow hunter, that her mother was a shadow hunter, and her father, who she thinks that is dead. I messed up my glasses, and it's really bothering me because I can see what's like they're tilted, and I can't fix them. There we go. All right, so me and Clary Frey, and she doesn't know that she's a shadow hunter, but she can see everything that they're doing. She sees that they kill the shadow, the demon, whatever, and then she gets sucked into it. And that was like a crappy description of it, but I love it. 5 out of 5 stars. I get to read the Bane Chronicles now, and then Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy, and then I can move on to Lady Midnight. So, the 7th book I read was The Lost Sisters by Holly Black, you know, picture. And this is basically, what was her name? Jude's twin sister Taryn, like explaining her side of the story of what she did and why she did it in the Cruel Prince. It leads up to, you know, The Wicked King that comes out in January, I think. And it's basically her saying to Jude, you know, I did this, like, you should have stood down for this. It was like 50 pages. It was like an hour and a half on the audiobook. And that was with 2 times speed. And it's just her basically explaining why she went with Locke, why she did this. And it was sort of second point of view. Like, you were Jude, and she was explaining to you why she did all that shit. I still don't like her. I still don't like Locke, and I freaking love Jude. So, yeah, I'm, like, in December gonna do, like, a reread of the Cruel Prince for The Wicked King. But, yeah, that was a 3 out of 5 stars. I really didn't enjoy that one because I don't like Taryn, so 3 stars. The 8th book I read was Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 2nd book in the Throne of Glass series, and this is my favorite book. So it picks up right where Throne of Glass is off. Like, you know, Selene is now the new king's champion. She goes and she assassinates all these people that the king thinks is out to get him and all of that. When I got to, like, the halfway mark, if you follow me on Goodreads, you'll, like, see, I was like, I know what's happening and I'm not prepared. And, like, I tabbed it. There's a shit ton of blue, which I labeled as sad moments, and I cried a lot. Like, when I was reading certain parts, I was with my mom, and my mom was like, why do you have that face? And I'm like, because this book is killing me. It's killing my soul. And this was a 5 out of 5 fucking stars. I'm gonna read, of course, Terrifier next, so, because Kingdom of Ashes came out, and let's just say, no spoilers for that bad boy. So the 9th and final book that I read was a new release, and that was What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. This basically follows 2 different characters, Ben and Arthur. Arthur is in New York for the summer because his mother has, like, she's up in this law firm, and Ben lives there. So they meet at a post office when Ben is trying to mail back all of his ex's stuff. Like, it's in a box, like, they meet like that. And then they're trying to find each other. So Arthur puts up, like, a Craigslist app, like, a whatever, to find him. And it was so cute, and it broke my heart a couple of times. I finished it last night. As I record this, it is October 31st. Happy Halloween. And I really just sat there like this. And my mom was like, what's wrong? I was like, this book broke me. I wanted them to have such a happy ending, and they didn't. And it was so... That was a 5 out of 5 stars. Let's get a sequel for that. Becky and Adam's, like, writing together is fucking amazing. I need more. So, those were the 9 books I read this month. That was a lot of books. And yet, I'm still 30 books behind on my Goodreads goal. I should have just left it at 70. Because, oh my god, yeah, whatever. So, I now post Mondays and Thursdays. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be leaving here 2 videos I just feel like you guys should go check out. Don't forget to, you know, all my social media will be down below if you want to be my friend on any other social media. And I will see you guys Monday with my TBR. Bye, guys.